So a couple of people have asked me to do a Q&A. So I collected questions on my Facebook page, my Instagram, and my Snapchat. So people popped up with questions, and I've written them in my phone. So I'm gonna just go through the questions people most wanted to know about me, basically. I'm also doing this on my iPad, so I'm not sure it's better. So I'm not going to name who asked these questions because, well, I just don't want to, but yeah. So, the first one is what or who is your biggest inspiration? So I'm going to answer this 3 ways. First way is going to be pageant line inspiration. Second one is like youth voice inspiration. And third one is a family inspiration because I have 3 main inspirations in my life probably. So my pageant line inspiration is definitely, actually I've technically have 2 either. It's Stephanie Hill, who was Miss England 2017, 2018 I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly sure she was Miss England. And Harriet Lane, she is the current Miss International, a former Galaxy Queen, and a former Miss Teen Great Britain, and she's just a really nice girl, and like they all inspire me so much. And yeah, and that'll probably answer that question. Voice inspiration is a girl I know called Evie. And this is just because she's amazing. Like, she is an amazing young woman. She just inspires me to be better, really. I don't know, she just does. Like, I love her to bits, and yeah. And then family inspiration is definitely my mum, because I just love my mum, and she inspires me and encourages me no matter what I do. And she doesn't always agree with it. She always supports me to do my best. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop up and I will answer them in amongst these. The next question is, can you feel more than one kind of difference between the pins, difference without your pins in my hips? Quick backstory behind that question, I had my pins taken out of my hip in June last year, and to answer that question honestly, no. For me, having my pins out made my hip more unstable, weirdly. So I probably, I'm having more stuff done to my hip eventually. I'm getting the pins taken out my other hip, but that's just because they rub, and I do get quite a bit of pain from my pins, so hopefully what happened with my left is just a fluke, and that my right will be a lot better without them. So at the end of the day, no, I can tell yes, I can tell a difference, but it's not a positive one. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question. Like, I don't really want to go into a lot of detail about them because I don't really know what's going on with my body at the moment, and yeah. When do they want to do the other side? I'm assuming that means take my pins out. That was scheduled for the end of May. So that's obviously not going to happen now. So I'm just going to wait and see. I personally just want it over with, but you know, I'm not that bothered. I'm not that fussed by having my, well, I want them out, obviously, my pins out, obviously, but I'd rather like wait and just do it properly and have time to recover. So in a way, having it done like later on in the year won't be a bad thing for me, but I don't know. In the same kind of vein as surgery, are there any more surgeries planned in your future on any part of your body, hips, wrists, etc.? So like I just said, I am planning to get my hip pins out of my hip eventually. At some point I am getting my other thumb done as well. I'm not sure that my camera's going to pick this up, but I had ligament reconstruction on this thumb nearly 3 years ago, and the other one is behaving in a very, very similar way to the way that one did. So I will be getting getting my ligament reconstructed in my hand eventually. So yeah. favourite childhood toy. What's my favourite childhood toy? I don't really have one I can really remember. I mean, I have. I don't know whether she's on the bed or not. Let me check. Wait, yeah, I think my favourite childhood toy would probably be, sounds really weird, is this thing. This is Molly. She was given to me by a family friend when I was born, and she goes on, she went on holiday with me when I was younger. She was at Nana's when I had my first hip done. I didn't take her to hospital with me because I felt stupid. And then I ended up buying a teddy in Newcastle anyway, and I didn't feel stupid with that, weirdly, but anyway, so yeah, I'd say that's probably my favourite childhood toy. So yeah, that's probably that. Let's see if anybody's asked a question in the chat. You thick eyebrow. I'm sorry if I'm mutilating people's names. Hi, I love your videos. Hope. Come on, thank you. Hey, I love your videos. You help me so much. I'm so glad. Thank you. Felix, just how am I? I'm good, thank you. Can you do a surgeon or season roleplay? I have one planned, but obviously I have no masks or anything because I've donated all my masks and gloves and stuff, so I don't really want to film any medical roleplays until I've got proper equipment, so I don't see the point. But I might film one, I might not, I can't decide. Hi from Cumbria. Sending my love back to Texas. Just want to say you're awesome, thank you. Thank you for that. So, the next question. I'm also sorry for how jumpy this is and how awful I look, but at the end of the day, I didn't care. So, if you're, I love this question. If you were a cat, what breed would you be? PS, cats are all. I don't really know many cat breeds. Like, all our cats are just what I would call moggies, so they're not specific breeds. So, I'm going to take out the breed section, and if I could be any of my cats, which one would I want to be? I would probably want to be the marmalade or marmalade or Sandy, I think. Probably marmalade, not marmalade, Marmite even. I probably want to be Marmite because she just does her own thing. She's a strong, independent woman in general because she's a cat, but you know what I mean. I should also refer to a said cat. If I can find one that I didn't take like yesterday because they're all terrible photos of me with her. Come on. So that is, hello. Yeah. So that is Marmite. She is just a little black. God, I sometimes hate my phone. Kitten. She is. Well, I haven't had them a year yet, so they're still quite young, but I still love my pussies. We have 4 cats, for anybody who didn't already realise. And they are the black and white. Sometimes I love my pussies a lot. Why do you not show your car? The next one. I just don't want to. The easy answer to that, I'm not bothered whether I show it or not. I don't really care what people think. I'm not bothered, I don't want to. What was what was Hock like? And I'm assuming they mean House of Commons. Again, for those of you who don't know, I went down to the House of Commons and spoke in November. What was it like? I had the best experience down there. It was partly due to the people that were there as well. I have some amazing friends in Youth Voice, and they all helped me make it amazing. I'd also like to say that I am not the NYP for my area. I am the DMYP for my area, so that's always a bonus. I am definitely the DMYP for my area, not the NYP, but because my NYP couldn't go, I took their place, and I absolutely loved it. I spoke on Protect the Environment. I really want to put the video up on my channel, but it would get copyrighted, so I'm not going to. But I have posted on my Facebook page the link, but what I will do is I'll put it in community tab post for anybody who hasn't already seen it. I will put it in a community tab post if anybody wants to watch that. Cool. So, yeah. The next one is... I'm probably going back to Pokemon Jelly. Do I plan to compete this year? If so, which system? Yeah, I do plan to compete again this year. I'll probably stay in Miss England this year. Maybe switch to Galaxy next year. I haven't decided yet. But I'm definitely staying in Miss Cumbria this year, and I do plan to compete in that. I might do Miss Jingo Britain, because so I might do that as well. I don't know. I'm not really that involved. Don't know what I'm doing with pageant. I don't know what happened there, but I think my internet dropped out. I've done that one. What book am I currently reading? So I am currently reading a book called She Says. It is about a famous woman from history. And halfway through, absolutely loving it. A bit different to what I normally read. I have got a few other books to read in the near future, so that's always fun. Like, I had loads of books I haven't read, so I'm also using the fact that I'm quarantined to catch up on reading and just, do the things that I would normally be doing, or would normally have the time to do, I should say. Next one is, are we one day going to get a room tour? Yes, you will eventually get a room tour, and you will get it after I've been out of isolation, because I'm currently tidying my bedroom, so yes. I'm going back to surgeries again. What was the scariest part of having your hip done? So, I'm going to answer this in probably, I'm going to answer that in 3 parts, because there are 3 points in which I've been really scared after having it done. The first one, I was scared the minute I woke up, as in, not for the minute I woke up. The morning of my surgery, I started feeling like I was going to vomit. So, obviously I tried to drink water, because I've tried to drink certain amount of water before. Don't know why, but anyway. So, I did. And I made myself vomit from nerves. So, that was quite scary, and I basically curled up in a ball, and that was about it really, until I had it done. I was even given an anti-anxiety drug at one point. When I went into like the pre-op kind of back area from like the original waiting area, I basically curled up to myself. The nurses were really nice about it, and they were like trying to talk to me and trying to calm me down. And in the end, they gave me, an oncologiologist realised I was shitting myself basically, and gave me an anti-anxiety drug. And then from about 2 minutes after that, I don't remember anything. I just remember waking up and feeling like my legs were floating, which was bizarre but fine. And then the second time around, I didn't wake up nervous at all. I even went for a swim the morning of my second hip surgery, because I'd have to go in. I think I went in at like, I think it was like 11 or 12, because I was in the afternoon session, so yeah, I think it was 11 we went down for. So me and Mum actually went for a swim the morning of my hip, which sounds really weird, but the hotel was staying at a pool, so I just went for a swim. And then I was fine. And then the thing that frightened me the first time around, the second time around, the thing that frightened me was I felt it crack when I moved the first time, and I had felt it crack the first time around, but for a reason the second time it just frightened me. Don't know why, just did. And the third thing with my hip that scared me was it cracking at college and causing problems, and yeah, still got those problems from that now. So yeah, I think that probably covers that one. What would you recommend to anybody who is bored? Read. Watch films you haven't seen in years. That's what I'm doing. I'm going through my collection of old films that I haven't seen since I was like maybe 12 or 13. I'm 19 now, by the way. I found some old Scooby-Doo DVDs, so I'm currently cycling through them, because why not? So that's all the questions people have. Let me see if there's any questions popped up in the chat. So I hope you guys kind of learned a little bit from this. I will probably do another one. I don't know what's going on with my live stream, but anyway, answer. Comment them down below, and I shall answer them. Until then, guys.